Hello, my name is Jeff Odum, and I am the Biotech Subject Matter Expert Lead and Director of Operations for IPS-Integrated Project Services. Today we are going to talk about biomanufacturing in the fourth decade. There's been a lot of change in the industry over the first 30 years, and a lot of these changes that we're seeing today are focused around changes, first of all, in the business model. We are seeing that the industry is shifting to a focus outside of the United States on biosimilars. We're seeing more and more use of and focus on orphan drugs. The promise of personalized medicine has caused a lot of companies to rethink their philosophy with regards to how they will develop drugs in the future. We are seeing shorter drug life cycles, along with this a greater emphasis on multiple products being manufactured for a wide range of therapies. We are also seeing that in response to pandemic threats, both man-made and natural, that there is a specific focus being placed on our ability, not only within manufacturing organizations but also as a society, to respond to these and protect the patient population. And as we are seeing more and more focus on supply chain management, we are also seeing that companies are spending a tremendous amount of time focusing on better ways to manage inventory and control products. So with this shift in the business environment, one of the things that has been exciting over the past few years is the change in technology. As the science has not only advanced within the industry, the technologies around platforms for manufacturing and the enabling technologies are better allowing us to focus on a greater understanding of disease. Some of the therapies that are now being developed would not have been considered 5 to 10 years ago. There is a tremendous focus on patient safety and product efficacy, as is evidenced by the changes that have taken place with regulatory guidance over the past few years. We're seeing improvements in the way that companies are developing products, the cellular systems that they are using, the cell lines that are being developed. More and more a focus specifically on advanced forms of proteins that are allowing a greater focus to be made with regards to how patients can receive therapeutic benefit. And along with this, the methods that have been developed for allowing of testing and the analytical analysis has greatly advanced as well. What all this means from the standpoint of projects is that the drivers now are shifting from what we in the consulting side of the field have seen over the past few decades. Because of not only business drivers but a shift in regulatory focus, we are seeing more and more of an emphasis with regards to identification and mitigation of risk. The multi-product, multi-platform facility is now the common baseline that we focus on with regards to how companies develop their manufacturing plans. Speed is everything, not only from the standpoint of getting to the market, but also being able to make shift changes to respond to shifts in the demographics of the patient population as well as potential pandemic threats. Everything is focused on cost. We see now that more and more of an emphasis is being placed with regards to capital cost, and not only from the standpoint of how much a facility costs in its inception, but also what's it going to cost on an annual basis to operate. Flexibility is a key. The ability to shift in need with regards to changes in manufacturing operations, improvements in process technology, and the ability to expand and also both scale up and in some cases scale down to improve facility utilization and overall manufacturing efficiency. We're seeing more products that are in the clinic, but the volumes of products that will need to be manufactured to service the patient population are getting smaller. So this is causing a shift in what we have seen in the past few years with regards to the scale of facilities that they operate at. The days of the multi-train 10, 15, 20,000 liter production facility are probably gone. We need to find shorter life cycles to deliver therapies faster to the patient. This is going to be a key attribute of facilities in the future because of patient demands. We're seeing that the critical path now is shifting somewhat away from clinical trials because of the refocusing of guidance, and that in some instances we will find that the facility itself is going to become the critical path. And then there is a need to also focus on reliability. There is a concern with regards to maintaining large inventories, and so the idea of implementing things such as real-time release testing in order to allow for greater flexibility and product distribution is becoming more and more commonplace. So the challenges that we are seeing is that, first of all, our clients are focused on optimization of the process. This involves not only speed and adaptability, as we discussed, but also in terms of flexibility. We will find that multi-product manufacturing is going to take on a new meaning with regards to speed. We're also finding that the focus on patient safety is really driving us to look at how we design systems, and in particular the methods that we can implement to ensure that the product is not contaminated in any form. By doing this, we are focusing more and more on new technologies that allow us to not only design systems as closed, but validate those systems in an effective manner. As I mentioned before, flexibility is going to be key. More and more, the business model that many contract manufacturing organizations have operated under for a number of years is going to become commonplace, because of the need to be able to shift gears, if you will, in terms of meeting market demands for particular therapies of interest. And along with all of this, we're seeing a significant change in the landscape of compliance. More and more, the focus is now not particularly on drug product types, but specifically on an understanding of the attributes of the drug product that's being manufactured. And the guidance documents that are being issued today have a tremendous focus on understanding those attributes and also being able to identify where within the manufacturing process the greatest risk lies to the patient. So if we wanted to look into the crystal ball, one of the things that we're going to start to see is a shift away from the traditional fixed stainless steel facility where the assets are large, they are rigid in terms of flexibility and adaptability, and we are going to see that more and more we are moving into the use of single-use technologies where the ability to make process changes and to make changes in scale are much more available. It allows for a much more efficient operation. It reduces costs from the standpoint of the time required to make a change within a process. And we're seeing that the shift is occurring not only in the clinic, but also for commercial manufacturing. So in the future, what we believe we are going to find are facilities that are designed around the idea that we can develop products, we can manufacture clinical products, we can move into commercialization, and we can do all of this within the same facility. Facilities are going to be extremely adaptable to changes in manufacturing operations. We will find that there will be a shift in regulatory focus with regards to implementation of new system types and new technologies. And the added result and bonus that many companies are finding because of this is that costs are being driven down. At the same time, it focuses not only on the cost associated with the facility itself, but also on cost of goods, and ultimately advantages come to the patient because of these lower costs. So as you embark on the tour of the vendors that are going to participate in this year's INTERPHEX tour for biomanufacturing, we hope that you will take the time to listen to what they are discussing with regards to their products and the technologies that they represent. These are firms that are on the cutting edge of the shift that we're seeing in this fourth decade of biomanufacturing. Again, my name is Jeff Odum. I welcome you to the 2013 Biomanufacturing Tour at INTERPHEX, sponsored by IPS. Enjoy the show.
Got it.
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Is that okay?
That's perfect. Thanks, Jeff. You've done this before. Makes it easy.